this way you can have 1 month renewal or 3 months with a discount. Okay. Well, once you've done that, then you have to define IP pools, so you can enter your subnets. These information here will be needed to set up your VPSes. And once you've done that, you will just add DOM zeros in the list. So the location here, you can enter whatever, like my own server in the kitchen, and then that's going to be showed to your customers when they register. Okay, this I made it in 3 parts, one here, here, and here, but it's in one screen. It's just in order not to confuse you too much. Once you've added DOM 0 here, you click here, and then it shows the IP addresses of the VPSes. So it's Xen numbers that you set up here, so it's anonymized. And then you give the IPs and the IP pool, and then the software does the rest for installing VPSes. For each of your DOM zeros, okay, alpha.example.com is just the name of the DOM zero here, you can add some mailing lists, so like customers running on it are automatically subscribed. So like it's easy for you to send message when there's an issue on a special server, like if alpha.example.com crashes because, I don't know, post to hard drive failed, and then I can easily send a mail to alpha user at example.com and they will receive it all. Here's the customer interface overview. So I will go through all the screens here, okay? First of all, here they can renew for how much they want with the renewal package I showed earlier. Here's how you reinstall your VM. So you have all the operating systems that are available in the DOM 0, so that it's pulled dynamically, whatever is installed. You can pull up and a system check. And here you can set up your SSH password and SSH key. This is not the root password of your VPS, okay? This is in order to use the physical console of the VPS itself, the TTY, what you have when you do XM console. So like, we use the SSH server of the DOM 0 to do that. There's no need to use a fancy Ajax console. Just SSH is fine with a bit of trick with sudo, and then it's enough. And in fact, using your average SSH client is really better than using any other things. Here's the monthly usage. So you need that, otherwise your customers don't know what they are paying for. Quickly here, customers can choose what monitoring alert they will receive when there is a failure. So here's the important part for the resource monitoring. Here you have the hourly VPS usage statistics. You have as well daily, and below that is not shown here, you have weekly, monthly, and yearly statistics. It's very, very important that customers see what's happening with their own VPS. Otherwise, they are just blind, they don't understand what's happening. It's even more important that they have the global resources of the DOM 0. Because like, if something goes wrong, they cannot tell, okay? They will just yell, my VPS is so slow, what's happening? With that, they can say, hey, can you have a look at the blue one, like here, Xen 04? It's using too much resources, so they just click on here, support ticket, and tell, hey, can you have a look what's going on with Xen 4? He's slowing down the full server. So like, the I/O is taken from sysfs by the server and just pull every minute. like the network is taken from proc and CPU by XM list every minute as well. So other functionalities that I won't show because I won't have enough time. So support tickets. It's the average support tickets like with emails or on the web interface. We have full billing, so like customers will receive reminders. They will receive PDF invoices once they have paid, and there's a payment gateway. So like it's a turnkey solution. You just set up the software and then customers can register, pay, renew, and it runs by itself. Payment gateways are modular, so like you have PayPal, WebMoney, which is Russian, that's the contribution. There's eNet, which takes credit cards in Singapore. There's WorldPay, that is quite a good solution as well. I talked earlier a bit about physical control access and the mailing list. I totally skipped shared hosting, but like DTC can make full shared hosting solutions to manage Apache, postfix, mailing list, spam, statistics in real time for both mail, web, and FTP. Some of our customers are setting up the web interface to resell shared hosting over one of our VPSes. We as well support HVM. Like we are obviously not a Microsoft company. Like, we don't sell our Windows, but like some people do. And like you might need HVM for operating systems like FreeBSD 64 bits that still doesn't run under Xen. So like your customers can upload an ISO image and boot out of it. A bit of internal technical part here. So as I said earlier, DTC-Xen is written in Python. We've picked up Python because that's the language of choice of Xen. So it keeps the .0 footprint very small, and it's a very powerful language. So I talked about that already. The footprint is the amount of memory you see on the screen. That's what we are using in production, so it's a proven amount. We have no C at all. We don't have C language. Everything is scripting, PHP, Python, and SH to make it easier and quicker to modify. It's as well OS independent, so like we have everything packaged. So like even the image of the branding system that you install are shipped with Debian packages. That way it makes it very easy to deploy. Okay, and it's included Debian and Ubuntu, as I said. About bootstrapping, what I call bootstrapping here is not just putting an OS, it's installing the VPS, and it's just like you would do on a CH root. There's two ways to do it, either from the network or out of an image. From the network, we use dbootstrap, which is the tool from Debian. When you install a Debian from a CD-ROM, in fact, inside it's using dbootstrap. For CentOS, I'm myself the Debian maintainer for the Yum package. I did that because it was left over from the previous maintainer, and nobody seems to really care about it. So GPLHost is maintaining it inside Debian. And DTC is able to install itself on the VPS. I'll talk about that later. About bootstrapping from network. I have many people saying, but hey, what's happening if I have a network issue? Will that work? In fact, it does really work. Our experience showed that it does work, and there's no problem with it. You can rely on it. It's fast. It's not slow like you may think, because like, you can set up approx, Debian proxy mirror or Squid to cache all the network pooling of the packages that are going to be installed. And like an image is always being too old. Like every 3 months you would have to remake your images. That's not viable. When you pull from the network using Yum or DE Bootstrap, then you always get an up-to-date distribution, and you leave the work of having an up-to-date distribution to the guy that are writing the distribution itself. And it's as well cleaner